Welcome to this midweek meditation. I'm Jerry Akin. This past Sunday in the worship service, we talked about that passage in the Gospel of John where Jesus comes back for Thomas. Jesus has already appeared to the other disciples, and then they told Thomas, who wasn't there, that it had happened. And of course, Thomas didn't believe. This is why we sometimes refer to him as Doubting Thomas. But then Jesus comes and he says, "Look, Thomas, here are the wounds that you demanded that you needed to see. Here they are." And then Thomas proclaims, "My Lord and my God." Now, right after this passage, John, the writer, gives a little bit of commentary. He says, there are many, many other signs that Jesus Christ performed in the presence of his disciples that weren't recorded in this book, in this gospel. But he says, these that I've mentioned here, these are written so that you, the reader, will believe. So that you will believe that Jesus is the Son of God, so that you won't be like Thomas. The hope is that the eyewitness account that John and the other disciples have given will be enough for you and for me, and we will believe without having to necessarily see the wounds in Jesus' hands. Now, sometimes these words, these testimonies that we have in the Gospels, they are enough for us. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it might be enough for one person, but maybe not for someone else. And so that's where our testimony comes in. If you have witnessed the power, the love of Christ, if you have experienced the presence of Christ in your own life, then you have to tell about it. You have to share it. Because just as John said, these testimonies here, these stories that I'm sharing with you are so that you can have faith. You never know whose faith may depend on your testimony. Your story, your experiences with Jesus may be enough to transform someone else's life. But if you don't share them, they may continue to walk and live in doubt and in fear. So be bold. I hope that this places a burden on your heart, not just to experience Christ, but to turn around and talk about those experiences with others.